Yo, this show is lit. So this is gonna be the first time I think I really do this for a show that I like, and I'm not gonna give any spoilers, I promise. Scout's Honor, like I'm a scout. Umbrella Academy. Now this show, the premise itself was interesting. So it goes that 43 women give birth to a child on the same day, at the same time, but none of those women were pregnant when the day started. Automatically, this just sounds like something interesting is gonna happen with these kids. Sorry about this, y'all. I had to write it down because I had to make sure I kept all the spoilers out. First things first. Good story. A story like the one we're dealing with here, where it's essentially superheroes in a different timeline, in a different world, in a different place. A lot of the focus tends to be on the heroics, on the actual power usage. I actually like it that the story is balanced. It's not too much of one or the other. It's the perfect blend to get you invested. Leads me to my second point. The characters, and more so the actors playing these characters, was incredible. Netflix show that I have never heard about. I've never heard of an Umbrella Academy a day in my life. I felt that this was something that can be around for a while. We're looking at least a second season. If they do the second season right, potentially a third, and maybe even a staple of a movie, who's to say? Right now, I think Netflix is the proper platform because there is some stuff here that, you know, kind of questionable. The point would definitely be the villains. You know how when you watch a show and the villain just feels pretty boring and they don't feel like they have any emotion, they're just like a robot that's designed to just do this specific thing because we told you to. The villains for this show have a motive and they have a reason for what they're doing. So as you watch it, you see that their own personal emotions come out. Like, they're not just doing it because they're being told to do it. They're doing it because there's something in it for them as well. There's a conflict of the heroes and the bad guys, but then there's a conflict between the heroes doing what they think is good and the bad guys doing what they think is necessary to stop the good guys. So it's a conflict in themselves and with one another. From the first episode to the final one, the character growth is amazing in this show. It really is. Like, when you first meet everybody, it's the introduction. It's like the first day of school, so you don't know what to expect from anyone. Then as the days go on or as episodes proceed, you start to see who really writes themselves as the leader. Like Luther, you can be considered to be the leader. Diego can be the wild card. Allison would be the voice of reason. Klaus would be the eccentric one. Like, he's random, he's weird. You don't know what he's gonna do next. You have an idea of what he'll do next, but you're just not sure why Klaus still does it. Then you have number 5, who, by the way, I think number 5 should definitely be Damon Wayans, not the guy from My Wife and Kids, the one from Bruce Wayne's son. If they ever make a Batman movie, like if DC gets their stuff together and they decide to do good casting, this kid has to be Batman's son, hands down. Character growth was amazing for the show. And Vanya's shell was definitely broken. When you first meet her, as the series goes on, you start to see more of why she is the way she is and how she connects to the other parts of her family. The side characters were good as well. Pogo, who is, I want to say he was the assistant to the old man, but he felt more like a family friend, even though he was, I guess, the pet. Mom's character growth was like, it was so dramatic. When you first meet her, she's almost robotic, and then as it goes on, she's just, wow, you actually have personality. It's almost like whoever rewrote you, you know, did it that way on purpose. Visuals were good. No, let me rephrase. The visuals were great. Show where there's violence, they could have done it in a cheesy way where you're just watching, you're just like, this feels kind of cheap, this feels kind of weak. This show, the visuals were amazing. Like when the blood splatters on screen, it's like, wow, that actually could pass for blood. It doesn't just look like cornstarch and red, food coloring. This brings me to my last point. This show really pushed the TV-14 rating. Like, I'm watching the show, and aside from the 1 or 2 uses of profanity in the show, there was some some stuff in here. Definitely some stuff in here where it's just like, whoa, is this TV-14, or do you guys just want to make it TV-14 because, whatever. Like, there's some suggestive stuff in there. So if there are any parents who are watching my videos and they hear their kids wants to watch this show, just use your discretion. It isn't nothing that will traumatize a child, but if you don't want your child exposed to certain things, I would recommend to wait until they're past maybe 14 or 14 turning 15. I leave that to the parents. I'm not a parent just yet, so I'm not gonna tell anyone what they should or should not do. That's just my little 2 cents of advice. Overall, if I had to rate this show, watch it right now. Wait, finish my review first, but like as soon as this review is over, watch the show. Amazing show, it's an amazing time. I found myself getting invested into the characters. That's just me. Comment below what you guys think, if you liked it. Also, if you guys can, like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely helps the channel out. I do appreciate it. Also, if you guys want, you can consider to be a Patreon. The link is always in the description below, and I also have it at the end of the video as well. So if you guys aren't able to click it, let's say you're using YouTube on your Xbox One or your P4 or your Nintendo Switch, like I usually do, it doesn't let us do that kind of thing. So I always have it there for you. If you guys want to, consider being a Patreon, I trust me, I'd appreciate it, because then it helps me to be able to make even better quality content for you guys. All right. So as always, I love and appreciate all the support. Deuces.